I'm reading poems, blah, 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 bullshit. I'm gonna read 2 poems off my phone and then 4 poems off of pieces of paper. Who cares? Products. I masturbated in the bathroom and then showered. I held a bar of basil soap. I idly moved it around my chest and penis, under my armpits and buttocks. I rinsed the soap in the water between body parts. I set the bar of soap on the shelf and peeked through the window. I got out of the shower and dried off. I put on clothes and played music in iTunes. And rhetoric begets rhetoric, 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 begets rhetoric. Sorry. Okay, this is the second phone poem. Sometimes at work, I think about how easy it would be to throw a table over the glass partition down to the first floor and wreck shit. Then I think about throwing several tables down and smirk. I feel like smirking all the time. I feel like dying all the time. I wore headphones and worked slower than normal. That song you talked about came on and I played it twice. I felt sick or feverish or something, a numbness I haven't felt in a while. I drank enough coffee to feel awake and okay and pleasantly numb or something. When I took my headphones off, I was unprepared to deal with a headphoneless experience. I didn't want to talk to anyone. My boss yelled at me and said I was the slowest person he'd ever witnessed. I felt out of control for the rest of the day. Phones are bullshit to read from. Sometimes when I look at you, I'm afraid I've ruined our platonic intimacy. I'm afraid my admission of romantic feelings must have felt like a betrayal of trust. When we danced at the bar, someone mentioned my stumbling feet. You were sitting across from me when you asked if I'd ever written anything about you. Your hair seemed darker, but I wasn't sure. What did you want me to say? How I'd walked to get coffee the next morning and tried to find our prints in the snow? How in one block I found them, how I'm capable of perceiving things and acting beyond my romantic feelings, how I can repress those and feel okay with that, how tired I feel all the time, how I stopped talking to my family, how I was hiding in the bathroom at work when I wrote this, how my boss yelled at me today and I felt out of control for the rest of the afternoon, how pathetic I feel right now and always, how I can't stay here much longer. Moving away with you seems like my best or only option. Remember when your dog woke us up on the couch, your head on my chest? Smoke filled the house and we ran around in a panic. The night we walked home from the bar in the snow and you called me a romantic and asked why. Had I thought about traveling together or something? What happened? Something must have happened. We moved through the back gate and towards the porch. I wasn't looking at you. I stood on the first step and held you, your head pressed on my chest, both of us silently apologizing, I think, neither of us looking at each other, or me not looking at you, as I unlocked my door and went inside. I removed my clothes and crawled into bed and went to sleep. And later on my way to work one evening, there was no more snow, and the ice was all gone, and I was strangely able to picture all those things vividly, the blue and yellow lights, your arm in mine, afraid you might fall on the ice. I smiled, I think, or smirked, and continued walking. And yes, I did write something about your collarbone once. Sorry, there's only some paper shit left. They're short, don't worry. Take off my shoes. I wrote this a couple days ago, and I tried to get Phil to read it, but he was sleeping today. So I was just like, fuck it, just read it. F it. Roman numeral 1. I asked you if I said emotional Tyrannosaurus Rex, would you know I was referring to their arms? You said, I thought of their arms when you said that. We were standing by a refrigerator. I said I watched a video on YouTube of REM performing night swimming, and Michael Stipe was wearing a shirt that said, emotionally unavailable. We lay in a bed, and I read some things on my phone and felt sad and my eyes were burning. You said something about moving to New York with your ex-boyfriend, like you might do it in a few weeks. You called him the person you are planning on moving to New York with. You said the word choices. I said the word contingent. We lay there. I felt like nothing. I was thinking nothing. I think I talked shit about Brandon Gorel or something. I don't know, I felt tired. Brandon Gorel seems like an okay person. Roman numeral 2. The next day you bought me a record player at an estate sale. We lay on the floor listening to Paul Simon. If you move to New York with your ex-boyfriend, I will probably never forgive you. I can't imagine that carrying much weight in the grand scheme of things. If you go to New York, I will never look at you in your eyes again, and I will also stop counting your freckles. Sorry. It's 3 more. This one's bad. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Whenever I hear the word balsamic, I think about you and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I feel sad and miss you. Sometimes the mental projection of my immediate facial expression is very reminiscent of one of my mother's facial expressions. This has only become a reality in the last week, I feel. My mental projection of my voice is that it is higher than it really is. Also, I think I look and act a little older than my mental projection of myself. I project an image that is goofier looking, I think, which is why some of my body language sometimes projects goofiness. I will be 28 years old in less than 70 days. That will be a true statement for only a few days. I don't know exactly how many. The shittiness of my poems, I think, creates a mental projection that I am younger than I really am. Do you live in Little Rock, Arkansas, or have you ever been there? I have probably cleared your table after you ate at a restaurant. The odds aren't very good, except if I did clear your table, then the odds are a 100% chance. Is this a joke? What am I doing? This poem is going to sneak into your email inbox and delete some of your important emails. I don't know why yet. It won't be a very good day, and I will yell at it, even though I am secretly happy it did that. If you try to use Predictatext to write my last name, it will think you want the word insane. Ever since I shaved my beard, my sideburns have been out of control. I think that line creates a false mental projection of what my sideburns look like right now. This poem creates a negative mental projection of me, I think. 2 more. Oh, Christ, it's 3 more.
Liar.
Would it be a pain if I read 3? Sorry. So stupid. Oh no, I already read that one. Awesome. I can sit outside at work in between shifts and read blogs and drink iced coffee and soda water and smell the roses next door when the wind blows towards me. I can send/receive emails to/from you. I can listen to music in my headphones and notice things I haven't before. I can send you/receive MP3s via email from you. I can listen to Panda Bear and kind of not want to mention that. I can listen to Howard Tate and Bruce Chanel and think about the way you always purse your lips. You're always pursing your lips. Movements of your mouth and eyes represent approximately 40% of your body language due to exaggerated movements of the mouth and eyes. I like this. Your nose and cheeks also move around a lot, but I think mostly because you're always moving your mouth and eyes. When you bite and sort of suck on your bottom lip, the result is your shimmering bottom lip. I like to think about this when you're not around. I like the way the wind feels right now. We're going to drive to New York next week. I can feel financially stressed about that, but kind of not really care about having very little money. We are going to sleep on the floor. I can shop for noise-canceling headphones online and think about you and the way you purse your lips. 1 more, sorry. I'm running around the house with the dog when my cell phone rings. It is my dad calling to tell me Happy New Year's. There are times that I wake up and can't remember why I did that, or I can't justify it or something. The act of waking up, I mean. Or like right now, I'm listening to music so loud that sometimes I check to see if someone has sneaked up behind me. Something that I find confusing is considering that there is anything outside of my immediate peripheral vision. I just checked behind me again. Are you paying any attention to me right now? Like last night, hiding in the bathroom during the countdown to 2010, rather than standing among all those kissers. Like when I was 14 and sitting on a cliff at camp, surrounded by an even number of friends all making out, for an hour or so at a time, looking out at trees and sky and dark and other things and thinking. I remember in the van on the drive home, feeling surprised at how I knew all the lyrics to Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, and feeling proud until I realized no one cared. That was the first time I ever drank coffee, so hot it burned my tongue. And Grant made fun of me later at the Taco Bell somewhere outside of town for complaining about the sandpapery soreness. And now that I am older and I have become more physically attractive, and sometimes girls want to kiss me, and sometimes they do, though the older I become, the less this seems to be again. Like I have reached the denouement for making out. Are you paying enough attention to me right now? Whenever I make high-pitched noises at the dog, it yelps and howls. Sorry.